Of course, I can only speak for the guys because I'm a guy. Back to your question. Um, yeah, it's not a perception. It's we have been socialized, to sort of take that responsibility upon ourselves. Okay, as guys, as the man, as the guy. Yeah, to take care of the ladies. I think it's all well and good, but it depends on I think it depends on the individual, the guy, and how he perceives, being responsible to the other person, especially a lady. And so, yeah, I'm not saying ladies are, sort of, you know, they are leaned towards always asking, yeah, asking and receiving from, no, the man. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that per our social construct, it's 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 not a written rule, but it's appropriate that you, the man or the guy, you take care of the lady or the woman, especially with whatever, and so long as you can be able to do it, finance wise, whatever. Yeah, so long as you can be able to do it, of course. If you don't have, how do you pour anything from an empty cup? Can you visualize, holding an empty, let's say an empty kettle? Okay, the kettle is empty, and you've been instructed to pour into a cup to make it full. How do you do that? Yeah, that's why I'm saying so long as you can be able to help. And so it's not yeah, it's good. It's nice for the man to take care of the woman all the time, but I think there should be management of expectations on the part of the woman.
Management of expectations.
Yes, some of the time. Yeah, practically, practically there should be management. Ladies should learn to be a bit I don't know,
Expect too much.
considerate, with
Oh, we are considerate. Ladies
how.
are very considerate.
Are you talking for yourself, or
I'm
you are
not
talking
talking
for
for
the
myself, but
generality of
the
ladies?
general. Okay, 90% of ladies.
90%.
Of ladies.
Which research came up with that
According
percentage?
to my own research, and
I see. I would love to find out, read about this
you
research.
can try, but like it's not. And even some of the guys too.
Mm.
Sometimes they come or they go to the ladies for assistance or something if even they have. So how do you turn that one? Even though they have,
If
they don't
you know,
assist the ladies. They
I'll,
end up drawing from the ladies.
that is just
Is it
I,
business?
I had wanted to use some word, but we are on set, and so let me respond with this. My A pastor once told me that if you are in a marriage and then you, the lady, you are being subjected to sort of physical abuse all the time, don't stick with that, by gospel admonition that God hates divorce, and so you should endure that level of abuse. Report to DOFSU or whichever agency is responsible for that, and find a way to separate, not divorce, separate yourself from the situation. Okay? But if you are a man and you are suffering the same fate, then plead your case with God. Plead your case.
With
So
God.
so
So meaning
so in
the guys
response,
cannot go to Dobsu or
come on, come on. How does a guy sit down for that to happen? So in response,
men are doing it.
no, I'm just responding to your question about a guy, some guys drawing from their ladies. Only lazy guys do that. And ladies, don't let, if it is a business partnership, let's say I found a contract here, and maybe I need to procure some one or two equipments, and I need some business partnership, okay, as a form of investment or equity to sort of procure some items, maybe a photocopier for when maybe the people I'm soliciting the contract for can come and inspect and all, then that is fine. But if a guy is looking for money from you, a lady, come on, drive the guy away. He's a lazy bastard. Drive him away.
Sometimes it's not as if that the guy is not working. The guy is working. It's a hard working. Like he has the means, and the lady, or maybe unfortunately, the lady is not that financially sound as compared to him. But then this guy is always like demanding from the lady. It's not as if he will come straight for give me money or do this. Maybe he can request something. What can I use?
Maybe
okay, fine. You want me to cook for you. So maybe on a normal circumstances or every day, we are not living together. So you are my boyfriend or you are my partner.
Right.
So I do cook for you always. But anytime you request or anytime I cook for you, you don't end up giving me maybe anything, any money to appreciate. But always you come to me, let me cook. Oh, I want to eat this. I want to eat it. But at the end of the day too, you don't know where I get the money from to be preparing every day. And you know some ladies too don't come to you like, oh, give me money to go and do the food for you. Once you want me to cook for you, it is your responsibility to know that, oh, I have to give her money to prepare that food for me. Or maybe this and that. If even she is financially stable, you don't have to depend on her. But every day you go to her, do this for me, when you don't even help the person financially.
So my question is, why? I'll answer a question with a question now. Why would you sit down for a guy to?
So explain.
Well, I am not in that position. I can only assume somebody who is doing that. So, why would you sit down for a man to do that to you? If one of the things I like about ladies is a lady who knows what she is doing, what she is about, okay? Standards are standards, okay? I'm not talking about arrogance. There's a very thin line between having standards and being arrogant, okay? And being disrespectful, okay? Standards are standards. If I went to the restaurant, okay, and I was offered a good service, on top of the exorbitant price I pay for the meal and the drink at the restaurant, I will appreciate whoever served me, the waiter, right? On top of that. So why is it that your lady will cook for you, take all the time and trouble to cook for you, get a clean plate, serve you, you come and eat? Who takes care of the dishes when after you've eaten and everything? Expose herself to fire and all that, and then what? Regardless of how much you are involved in the relationship, even if marriage, you don't allow. Of course, hard times do come around, every now and then, some of the time. But that doesn't, sort of justify a man leaving everything, every sort of responsibility, especially the financial responsibilities, leaving everything on the lady. It doesn't make sense. At all. It doesn't make sense. Listen, that ancient role of the man hasn't changed, to take care of the home, to take care of the house. It hasn't changed. It hasn't. Regardless of human advancement, how society has evolved and everything. That basic responsibility. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? This building, if it were our house, okay, and something needed to be picked from the roof, and you were there and I was there, okay, who is it appropriate for them to climb up there and go and get whatever is up there fixed? So that's what I'm saying, that sort of timeless responsibility of the man. It hasn't changed. Okay, regardless of how, yeah, society has evolved. I'm not saying if I tell you the timeless responsibility of a man, I'm not talking about, very far from them. I'm not talking about. Do you know what they call in Latin? They call it male machismo. Machismo, like I
A minute.
okay, I am the strongest. I don't get anything wrong. I'm right all the time. No, 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 no. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about being the head of the home. Taking care of everybody else. Okay, in the understanding that you are going to be taken care of in so doing, like a teacher. The more you teach, okay, the more conversant you are with your subject. Is that true? The more you teach, because you teach, and then your scope, your horizon, wide. A student posing a question can even blow your mind, and then once you start to explore on this question that you haven't expected, you learn yourself in the process of teaching. It's similar to the role, the timeless responsibility of a man. You take care of the home. That's what you do. When the child is sick at night, you are the person who is supposed to carry the child, okay, and find whatever is necessary for the child, to get well. Yeah, this whatever this role where back in the day, we used to see, I don't know how to call it, but there's this visual of a woman and the man coming from the farm with their children, and the youngest is at the back of the woman, tied at the back of the woman. This woman is carrying the foodstuffs they harvested from the farm, and maybe the children are carrying firewood, bundled firewood, and all that. And the man, the strongest, the physically able of all the family, is just holding cutlass or something, and just whiling away. And when they come to the village, the man is going to find some lazy chair, and sit down, or go to the where they play draft, or the beer bar. And the woman who carried the baby, who weighs about, let's say maybe a typical baby weighs like let's say 15 to 20 kilos, at the back, covering how many kilometers, and having how much load on top of her head. She would have to settle down and gather whatever to make meal for the whole family of how many, maybe 4, 5, 6. All of them expose themselves to fire and all that. Make sure the dishes are clean to serve everybody. Afterwards, the dishes would have to be cleaned for the next day, right? What is that? Really, what is that? So when I talk about taking care of the house, of the home, of the household, come on, there has to be a way, of course. Honestly, I don't like doing dishes. Yeah, I don't like doing them. Dishes, no, I don't like. I don't know, but I don't like. But if there is any way I could share in any of the responsibilities, that is fine, to sort of take off a little bit or some of the burden, from the lady or the woman or my wife. I'm so happy to do it. But dishes, and then laundry. I like ironing. I can iron everybody's, yeah, but not laundry, not dishes. Cut me out.
Really?
Yes, yes, yes.
So maybe.
I'm just being honest here. I can't sit here and talk about something that I myself do not practice. That would be hypocrisy.
So maybe if one day your wife is useless at the hospital for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, who does that?
The laundry, I would have to find somebody to do the laundry. I'm just being honest. Yes. Or we find, if it has to do with
Is it that you don't know how to do it,
Mm.
or you know how to do it, but just that you don't like doing it at all. You know how to
Okay,
do the laundry, you know how to do the washing of dishes.
no,
You don't know at all.
it's not that I don't know at all.
You know it.
It drains me. It takes a lot of energy out of me. Yeah. And I told you now, I don't like it. Okay. And if I would have to do it, I would have to do it on a very very special occasion. When it has become, do you understand? Very.
Special occasions.
I mean, maybe special is not the right word. Very sort of at a time when it is so crucial that I would have to do it for the person, like to save the person, not to save. Do you understand? Yeah, just regardless of how energy sapping it is for me, just try and then listen, listen. I'm not. I'm. This interview is not the usual interview where you meet somebody and then they just propound their theories that they don't practice. I am telling you what I can deal with and what I cannot handle. Do you understand? Yeah. I, as I told you, I would share in, you know,
Any responsibility.
any, yeah, but I would make it clear what I cannot do. For instance, if, let's say, what you said about um, my wife or, being at the hospital for a long time, then maybe if it comes to the underclothes, we would have to buy, new underwear, set of underwear. I'm comfortable, very comfortable with that.
Sponsor.
Yes, I'll buy that. I've done that before. I'll buy whatever, 20 pieces. It's fine. It's fine. Then when you get well, come and take care of all of it yourself. But I'm not going near some things.
Okay, so you washing or you not being able to do the laundry, it's something you don't like. So
No. If you say that, you
you don't
you make it
fancy.
sound as if
You don't
I want to enjoy doing laundry, but I'm not able. I'm not good at it. That's
you
why I
don't
don't.
fancy.
No, no, it's not. Don't use the word fancy for me. Um, I don't like it.
You don't like it.
Yes,
Oh.
I would do it. I would do it on that rare occasion, like I mean, dishes and laundry. On that rare occasions where you know I just have to do it to make the other person comfortable. Some things you normally you wouldn't do, but if it becomes so like, let's say you have your last 10 CDs in your pocket, okay, and that's your last 10 CDs, and you are sort of, fortunately you are close to your home, okay, but somebody comes across to you and the way they look and the way they are pleading, you feel that if you don't give them something out of that money or give them that money to maybe buy food or something, if you found them maybe the next 5 minutes, if you got word that maybe, oh, somebody has collapsed and died, by the street or something, and you happen to find that it is that person, you can't forgive yourself, so in that moment, you would feel like, giving out, even though it is your last 10 cities, giving out some or maybe all if you feel comfortable to the person. I'm talking about that kind of instance. Other than that, sometimes you have to do what you are comfortable with, okay, you can't please everybody.
Okay, comfortable with. But sometimes sacrifices needs to come.
Yes, but you can't sacrifice and turn around and go into your room and start crying. That is not, it will, the whole concept of sacrifice is, gladly offering yourself, okay, gladly doing something out of the ordinary, so for somebody to feel better, to change or to improve somebody's situation, okay. And being in the Bible, they say God loves a cheerful giver. The adjective here is cheerful, not a giver. A cheerful giver. You give out of your heart, not expecting
Yeah.
anything in return. A cheerful giver, cheerful. Okay, so if you give and then you turn around, go and hide behind, so what have I done? Yeah, the whole import of the whole thing, the act of being, you know, how do I call it? Being generous is lost, right? It's lost. You have to. I'm not saying you have to enjoy everything that you do, but some of the things you do, maybe because of your creative or your critical mind, you might question, what did I just do? But no, but I did this in order to, I thought at the time I was making the person a bit better or a bit comfortable. But what if, like, let's say, you give money to somebody who sort of begs for something, for food, and then maybe some days later, I'm talking about a real experience here, you happen to find the person smoking. You do you understand? You ask yourself a lot of questions, but at that moment, okay, at that moment, maybe God Himself dropped a little bit of His generosity inside you. That, at this moment, maybe the guy genuinely needed the money for food. Okay, so you that's what you did, but you found out later, human as we are, you find out later that maybe the guy is smoking, and you have seen it with your own eyes, and there's some sense of regret. But no, you shouldn't regret it. But because at that point, what made you give, what made caused you to give, maybe it's not present right now. Okay, so yeah, um do what you are comfortable with. Yes, what in any day, in whatever circumstance, you wouldn't recall and then regret. Yeah, so yeah, let's be honest with ourselves. That's the main thing. Let's be honest. If you want to do it, you go ahead and do it without looking back. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Mr. Eric says, do what you are comfortable with. Do what at the end of the day or some years or some months back, you will not regret doing that. Regardless of circumstances that you find yourself, do what you are comfortable with. Other than that, just leave it.